Herkese merhabalar. Bugün Sigma'nın yeni açılmış olan showroom'undayız ve yanımda Sigma'nın CEO'su Kazuto beyefendi var. Kendisi Türkiye'yi ziyaret etti ve Sigma'nın açılışıyla beraber röportajımızı kabul etti. Welcome to Turkey.
Thank you very much for having me today.
It's a pleasure for us to see you in Istanbul. How was your expression about in Istanbul? Did you like it?
Very good. People are very kind and nice, and foods are great.
Perfect.
I really like Istanbul.
What is your favorite food?
So far, quite impressed by kebab.
Nice to hear that. Come to point, especially Sigma is really working hard in Turkey and they open a very good high quality showroom. This is a big investment for them. And when you look at the Turkish market for the photographers and in terms of videographers, what do you think? What did you see so far?
I think the Turkish customers are quite sophisticated. They are very keen on the quality. So from our point of view, Turkish market is strategically very important because it's important for us to be accepted by such a sophisticated customers.
In 2012, you became the CEO of Sigma and then you launched the Sigma Global Vision. After that, you divide the lenses in three parts.
Right.
One of them is arts, the second one is contemporary, and the third one is sports. At those times, I was working at Canon, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah. And with the end users, they are always keen on asking about the Sigma products, about the art series. So to be honest, 35 and 85 1.4 series really make sense in the market. What was the reason behind you make this division in the lenses, contemporary art and sports?
There are several reasons behind it. First of all, 13 years ago, I was under the impression that interchangeable lenses are a little bit difficult for the normal customers to understand. Of course, they understand the focal lengths or f-stops. I was under the impression that the customers could not understand the concept behind the products. Each concept have slightly different concept. Like this lens prioritizes performance. This lens prioritizes the cost and weight. But no companies explicitly shared such a concept to end users. So I wanted to clarify the concept behind each product. That's a reason why I divided three categories. Especially the second reason is I personally really wanted to make the best of the best lenses. So having art lens, we can just concentrate on the quality of the optics. So that's my personal motivation behind such a concept. And finally, third reason, I wanted to share the concept also with the engineers. Before I became the CEO, I worked in the company, several engineering division. I was the manager of the software development team. I was the manager of the optical design team. I was the manager of the intellectual property team. And
You work in every department.
yes, and through the communication with the engineers, I learned that if we provide a very clear, simple goal or very simple, clear concept to the engineers, they did a fantastic job. That's why if I say this is a Art Series 35mm 1.4, you can forget about the cost. You can forget about the size. Just please make a best of the best optics. So this was quite helpful for my internal in-company communication.
I think you reach your goal with the 35 and 85 because increases the brand reputability, I guess, on the market.
Thank you.
Because we really feel it when I was at Canon because of the end users' feedbacks. And also one other point is these products are really high quality products. And when you look at the prices, you really find a good balance on the quality and the price performance level. So how you manage this? This is also a big question.
It's one of the big challenges for us because, as you know, we produce all products in Japan, and including because most of the processes we can do by ourselves. So we can do every process to make camera lenses. We also have suppliers, but all of them. Not all, but the 99% of the suppliers are Japanese companies. So for us, it's very difficult to provide a product at lowest price, but we can provide high quality products with a reasonable price because our company is very lean. I mean, we have the philosophy called small office, big factory. Means we have very, very lean, very small finance team, accounting team, HR, human resource team, marketing team, sales team, but we have big engineering team, R&D team, and the factory. So we minimize the office part and we just focus on invest in the engineering part.
As far as I know, at the pandemic time, you are really in touch with the interior designers with the office. So you made a very nice looking office when I checking your pictures on the website. So really good job on the office side. My next question will be, of course, about the taxes in Turkey. Maybe you get some feedbacks from Turkey market because as far as I know, you visit some places. We have some special tax on the photography and videography gears. So this makes the products prices are really high. So some of the companies are having some special pricing for Turkey. Are you planning to do something like this in the near future? Do you have some plans?
I think we need to provide good services to the Turkish customers, I mean the local customers. So we would like to collaborate with the local distributor. Probably we will have set up some meeting to discuss about it.
Nice news for us for the Turkish photography market. My next question will be about the story how to create a lens. For example, you are making some really niche lenses. For example, 27 to 45 f1.8 or 20 to 200 or something like that. These kinds of lenses, how these ideas became real. For example, an engineer comes to you, I want to do this one, or are you doing some product researches, or what is the story behind? I am really curious about this.
We regularly have the product planning meeting, maybe at least once a month, sometimes twice a month, and we may create the product roadmap for the next 3 to 4 years. And the ideas come from multiple sources. First of all, I already pitch many ideas. I talk to engineers, can you do this kind of lens? Can you do this kind of lens? And most of the cases, I mean, over 80% of the cases, the engineer respond to me, oh, that's a ridiculous idea. I can't do that. But I always try to pitch the crazy idea. And also, we some other people pitch idea from marketing team or product planning team. But also, I'm always trying to be open to the ideas from engineers because if they can work on the products that they want to develop, they can do a fantastic job. So I will always listen to their opinion. So it depends. So, but most of the cases, I travel all over the world. I listen to the customer's opinion and I pitch the idea and we create the world first product.
Yeah, because this is really valuable because most of the companies, when you look at the market right now, they are just doing the next version or second version of the current models. But generally, Sigma releases new models that we never heard about. This is really valuable, I guess, both you brand section and for the consumer side, it is really also valuable. And also my last question will be about the mount. For example, now we are shooting with Canon. It is a RF body cooperation with the Canon for the crop lenses. But is there any plan for the full frame lenses and also Nikon bodies as well? Because people are waiting these lenses.
First of all, I really appreciate customers' voice for wishing Sigma lenses for Canon full frame RF mount.
Yeah.
I wish I could satisfy customers' demand. If we cannot provide such products immediately, but we will do our best so that we can satisfy our customers.
I see. Perfect. I said last question, but this is the last one.
Okay, no problem.
You told that your factory is in Japan, and when I check your website, I saw that you put some labels just like made in Aizu. Aizu, yeah. And you are really focusing on this, I guess. This is like in terms of when you look at a marketer vision, I saw that this is really important and you made some special websites. What is the reason you are holding all the production in one country? Is there a specific reason for this?
There are two reasons. Actually, three reasons. The first of all, we decided not to offshore the production site, but stay in Japan, is to protect employees' job. Normally, especially the big company, move the offshore the production site outside Japan. They tend to invest more such factories because they are new and they have some tax benefits over there. So the factories outside Japan getting better and better. And the factories in Japan is getting older and older. And eventually, the employees, factory workers may lose their jobs. Sometimes some company close down the factory, which we do not want to, because Sigma is still family-owned private company. So, of course, it's very important to get the turnover and make profit is very important. But beyond that, the protecting the employee's job is my responsibility, and it's a first priority for us. So we decided to stay in Japan, and we decided to explore what we can do in Japan. The second reason is the quality. In order to create the high quality products, we need experienced, skilled workers. So if we stay in one location, we can have very, very experienced workers. Normally, our factory workers, they work for us over 30 years, 40 years, more than that, sometimes 45 years. So such workers are very important asset for us. Some family have been working for us 3 generations, grandfather, father, and a son. So having one location is too important to retain the skilled workers. The last reason is that Aizu is a very special place. I was born and raised in Tokyo. So I'm Tokyo person. Even from my point of view, the culture in Aizu is very special. Very, very disciplined, very focused, very pure. So they just focus what they do, and they try to make it the best. And Aizu has a very long history and sometimes sad history, but they so much proud of the Aizu people. So I believe people in Aizu is at least one of the best people who creates the high quality products.
Perfect. Thanks for all your answers. Nice to meet you again. This is the end of our interview.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Evet arkadaşlar, röportajımızın sonuna geldik. Siz de aklınızdaki soruları aşağıdaki kısma yazabilirsiniz. Ben de Türkiye'deki ekibime iletirim en azından ve bu şekilde de videomuzu sonlandırmış oluyoruz. Bir başka videoda görüşmek üzere. Kendinize çok iyi bakın.